Okay, so quickly before I begin with the main meat of the video, I would just like to make a quick amendment because something I've realised I forgot to do my autograph collection video, Death to the Daleks, which is signed by Jason Fleming. I'm sorry, I completely forgot to include this one in that video. I forgot I had the signature. From what I've been told, Fleming is actually quite a popular one to get and a somewhat difficult one to get, as I've been told. Obviously, he's not in the story. He's signing because he was on set of Doctor Who and the Daleks, where he talks about his dad's work. He thought I wanted to sign for his dad, but I wanted him to sign for him. I don't think he's signed it to me, which is unfortunate. But oh well, I'm happy to have, from what I've been told, quite a rare sci-fi signature in my collection. So, yeah. Hello guys, what I do is just a brief little video because the one I am currently working on is actually taking a bit of time to edit. It's a collection video, but I thought I'd show off something else that I could easily get out just so you'd be able to enjoy some content. I'm going to cover as you can see here, it's not the largest stack because I'm missing a few, but just my brief little promotional DVDs that I do happen to have from my Doctor Who collection. So yeah, obviously not a lot here, but we'll go through them and what I think of the individual episodes having been chosen as a preview. So anyway, let's go forward. Obviously the first one we have is Day of Armageddon. This is episode 2 of the Daleks Master Plan, and I think this is definitely a most appropriate choice of having an episode being previewed. This was the first episode never to be released on VHS, because they wrapped up the VHS line and then they found the episode. This was in 2006, I believe they released this, if it says so on the back. Don't know where, does it say? Yeah, it says there 2006. So this was obviously 2 years after Lost in Time had come out, so a nice little episode because they obviously chose one per Doctor, at least the first 5 Doctors, because obviously what they're going to do with the 8th Doctor, release the entire movie for free. Then we have The Faceless Ones. This is just episode 1. I thought when I first got a copy of this, because I think this is like my 3rd or 4th copy actually, that I thought this was that it had both episodes 1 and 3. It's just the first episode, which is a very entertaining watch. I suppose they didn't want to do Daleks again, and most of the other ones were Sidemen. But I think they made a good choice. I suppose the only other options, if they did want to do Sidemen or such, or reoccurring monster, would have been Enemy of the World episode 3, which at the time wasn't so fondly received, or Abominable Snowman episode 2, Space Pirates episode 2, Web of Fear episode 1. That one might have been a good choice. Or Underwater Menace episode 3. But I suppose they made a decent choice. I'm not saying that this was the wrong choice. I'm not saying it was the right choice. I'm just saying they made a good choice. Then we have this, actually a recent one. So I would like to say thank you to Harry for because I didn't have a quid on me to get this. I only had 20s and I didn't want to break into a 20s. Thank you, Harry, for this. Buying this one for me as a convention. Spearhead from Space Part 1. Obviously, he's got the DVD it came from. Does it say just... Oh, it just has on the back words gold, which is just commentary. So that's for the original DVD release. Nowadays, you can get it on Blu-ray or special edition DVD if you so chose. Obviously, a good start introduction to John Pertwee's era, given that it is his first episode, of course. Obviously, Spearhead from Space is a great story, and they just gave away like part 1. These 3, if I must say, the only ones I have from the classic era. But I do have more, as we've seen in that stack. And first off, we have Rose. It says episode 1. Even though it is the only episode of Rose, I'm not sure if it's truncated in any way. I'm honestly unsure. So this is the special edition box set back there. But obviously, so yeah, you got the first episode of Eccleston's era and the revived era. So that was a very good choice. I think this is overall the only one of Eccleston's era that is available via the Sun exclusives. In fact, I think this was the only reason many Doctor Who fans would buy the Sun, to get a hold of these, because the Sun's not a very reputable newspaper, in my opinion. We'll do a little 2-for-1 with these next ones, because we have Army of Ghosts and Doomsday. Obviously, of course, these are both available on Series 2, Volume 5, and are in many opinions, probably the only episodes even worth having off that disc, but of course I've got a complete set. If you got these back in the day, you probably saw no point in only Fear Her, because that's an overall dreadful episode, but for some reason this one's from News of the World. Is that correct? Yes. Yeah, for some reason one is from News of the World, the other's from The Sun, so you had to get 2 different newspapers to get these. I remember my granddad would of course have both of them back in the day. Neither of these are from him. I don't think I recall where I got these. These were probably donated and some to a charity shop I was working in, and someone thought, well, we don't sell these, because you go into charity shops, get like baskets of these things lying around, and the ones I worked in, they didn't bother with such things, so I just decided they would just hold anything Doctor Who for me if I wanted it, and I said, you know what, I'll take it, I've got nothing, I'll take them, like, worth something to someone, and that someone happened to be me. Smith and Jones, obviously the first episode of Series 3. In fact, if I just go back, I do apologise. I have this habit. The only one I'm missing from Series 2, and one of the only 2 I'm missing of the preview DVDs, is School Reunion. I did see a copy, but I didn't have to. I had time to get it, but I didn't know how much it cost, and I didn't know where to pay for it, and I was not going to steal it. So go Smith and Jones. Another one, probably a good way of previewing the Series 3. I believe they're, the Series 3 box set. But yeah, so nice little episode. Not necessarily one I would have used to preview it. I obviously would have used a Dalek episode, but if you want to go for a single individual episode, Smith and Jones is probably good when you get introduced to the Martha, and it's overall a fun episode. I'm not sure I'd say it's one of the better episodes, but it's of Series 3, definitely. Blink. Bit of a cheat using the 10th Doctor, given it's the Doctor Light episode of the season, and overall ends up being one of the best episodes of the season. Definitely a formidably scary one. Obviously, this was promoted Series 3, Volume 3. And if I have to say, damn, did this episode scare me. So, although they did actually release a fair few from Series 3, I believe they released, I think they were attempting to do 3 per series. I'm not sure why. When were these ones released, actually? I should say on the back somewhere. 2008. So this was definitely when you had time, because the other one I have from this is Utopia. At least these were all from The Sun. At least not having to buy another newspaper you didn't want to get. They don't do these anymore, because all you really get with newspaper DVDs is like old BBC dramas or classic films you haven't heard of. Maybe the occasional one you have an episode of Dad's Army or Porridge. Of course, now I've got both complete series of both of those. So yeah, it was nice little collector's items, just something small I thought I'd show off. Like I said, the only ones I'm missing are the School Reunion, and I think it was the End of Time, and the 11th Hour was a double disc one. And from the classic ones I'm missing Robots of Death episode 1, and Caves of... it's Earthshock episode 1, which, if I recall incorrectly, described itself as being with Peter Davidson, not Peter Davison. I don't remember his turn as the Doctor. Do you?